morning, everybody. It's kind of early this morning. I hope everything's going good so far. I did come out the house and a tree was on top of someone's car already, so I guess it's not too early for your day to start going, the other direction, but it's all about perspective, because actually the guy was out there and he was making a phone call. He's very calm and collected. There's a big old tree on his car too. I was like, I wish I would have been broadcasting already. To broadcast someone else's bad day, that sucks. But he seemed like he was okay with it. He was just taking care of it, so that's a good thing. You just gotta take life as it comes. Bad things like that are gonna happen. You can't control where trees fall and things like that. And I'm not really just talking about a tree. I'm talking about just problems and obstacles in life general. You never know where it's gonna come. There's a big strong wind all in the way. You never know where it's going to come from, and you just got to move on, especially if you have the tools and the ability to fix it and move forward. Please just do that. It makes life so much better, because life is all about perspective. Someone's life may be more fulfilled just by the way they see things, because one person can walk out to get the morning paper and it's like, oh my God, the sun is beaming on my head, I don't have the shoes on, I'm tired, I'm thinking about what I have to do and how to get this day started. And then somebody else is going to walk out and be like, oh my God, the birds are chirping, the sun is shining on me, this is a beautiful day. Now did anything change? No. The reality of the situation is exactly the same. It's the person that makes the situation what it is, and it's how you view things and see things. So life literally is a choice of happiness. And I know when someone's really sad or depressed and they can't see through the dark, like when people tell them that, they probably want to slap you, because they're like, why would I choose to not be happy, because it's easier, and because you get used to it, because your brain develops these patterns that it's used to doing, and it'll just do it automatically. But the thing about the patterns in your brain and doing things automatically is that it can be changed. It can be changed by just doing the opposite quite a few times to get the brain, yourself, and even the people around you used to you making these different changes, So you got to be consistent with these changes and things like that, and they will become a part of you. So you want to plan things and try to see things differently, so make a different way. So if you know that you do something a certain way and you don't like it per se, you know it's not like your best quality, and you'd like to start to work on it to try and fix it, you have to try and do it the complete opposite way, the way it should be done, and force yourself to do it just a few times. And after that, it will get easier. And it is going to be hard those first couple of times. You're going to be like, who wants to do this all the time? But you got to remember, that's not going to be all the time. That's just right now. I'm looking at this guy and this beautiful dog. Oh, so real. Look at him. Oh, I think he sees the camera. But anyway, I was talking about life being, happiness being a choice, and life is just full of choices, and it's all about making the right choices. And getting to making the right choices is to make sure you're tuned in with you. You are the star. You need to tune into you. You need to be catered to. You need to be taken care of, and everything else will trickle down in a pyramid effect, So, I think people should concentrate on how they see things and try to see the good and the beauty in a lot of things. And I know this is nothing new. Nobody's ever heard be positive, thinking of the bright things, But it's hard, But people need to hear that it's actually hard and it doesn't just come natural. Because people think, oh my God, that person's just so happy. And when I try to do it, it doesn't feel natural to me. So it's not who I am. Of course it doesn't feel natural to you, because all your life you've done it differently. It doesn't mean that you can't become that person who you want to become. It just means all your life you've done it differently. So it's not going to feel natural. It does not mean that that's just you and that's how you should be and that's how it's going to be and people got to get used to it. No, it's never like that. You're changing every second of the day, every moment, every minute. After we conversate, after we do this broadcast together, you'll be a different person. I'll be a different person, because your consciousness comes to words when you start to speak and think, and thoughts get processed, and you get to choose and feel how you feel. You get to make that choice. And my perspective is not that I have the greatest life, but I do. I do, you know, because I really see it as the greatest life, you know. I get up in the morning, I'm happy to get up. I got to go to work, I'm happy to have a job, you know. I got to work, I'm happy to be making some money. And the people that I work with, the things that I do, the jobs that I do, I really love them. They're not the ordinary 9 to 5. I really get in there and get in where I fit and where I can contribute. That's important to be on a job, to feel like you're contributing to something, that you like what you're doing, you like who you are, you like what you have to do, you know. If you don't like your job, you need a new job. And I say it in my broadcast all the time. If you're not liking and loving life, you're doing it wrong. And I can help you. You know, I can definitely help you do that. This guy just rode out into the middle of the street. That was dramatic. That was dramatic. You almost saw an accident. It was very dramatic. It did not need to be that dramatic. The guy did drive out into the middle of the street without looking at all. And I seen him. I was like, you're not going to not look, are you? So there's a car in front of me going. And it was like, don't go in front of me. But he could have definitely, it was fine, you know, to go in front of him. But he stopped dramatic. I mean, like, I could smell his tires burning right now. So I'm behind him, and he does this dramatic stop. Luckily, I was following, you know, a nice distance behind. I was able to stop, but he stopped kind of hardcore. I mean, there's marks on the ground a good 4 to 5 feet. Really? Not needed, but it's okay. We're all okay, and I'm glad that person did not get hit, because that was definitely a bad decision. Just as we're talking about choices, you know, choices are everything. They put you where you're supposed to be. They let you see who you're supposed to see, talk to who you're supposed to talk to, say what you're supposed to say, hear what you're supposed to hear, and do what you're supposed to do. It keeps you on your path, you know. As long as your choices are yours and you're making them correctly, and correct does not, it's loose, you know, because there's no real, you know, right or wrong per se. It's more just you. What in tune with you? What do you need and feel at that moment? You know, even if you make a decision and later on down the line, it turned out not to be the greatest decision because you didn't get like something that you wanted, it doesn't exactly mean that was a bad decision. I think everything is done not for reasons, but I think everything happens because something else happens. We're all connected. It's all like a domino effect. So the choices you make yesterday affect your tomorrows, and that's just it. So you want to make sure those choices are tuned into you, you know, and made about you. You know, I was talking yesterday about how my coaching starts with the person to think about themselves, and a lot of people don't think about themselves. Today it's kind of thought to be bad to think about yourself. I want to change that, because if you're not thinking about yourself and you can't give yourself the best, you're not going to be able to give anybody else the best, you know. And you're not going to be able to be true to you and what you need and what you're supposed to be doing, you know. So I think when you're making decisions, think about your perspective and how you want to spend your days, you know. Do you want to spend your days looking at the situation and its badness? There are some situations where it just sucks, and it's just bad. There may not be a silver lining, and there may be one that you don't see or you can't see and you never will see or understand. But at that moment, it's not there. So take your moment. Take your moment. Sometimes it just sucks. Sometimes it's just bad, but it doesn't stay bad. It doesn't stay. It's only temporary. So you just gotta hold your ground. You just gotta hold on just for a moment, you know, and get through it, you know, and it will change. The scenery does change. Keep going, okay? And that's with everything. So, and that's also to be expected when things are going good, you know. When things are going good, people are like, I knew it. Yes, of course you did. From all your years of this life, knowing that it can't stay good forever. It just doesn't. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you're cursed. It doesn't mean like you don't deserve a good life. it means that life is happening. And guess what? It's happening to everyone around us, up and down, no matter what. No matter how good or bad we are, it's happening up and down around us. But our decisions are helping us to make it better for us, you know. Sorry, I got parched. So, this morning, my name is Leah. I'm a life coach. I just like to spread positivity in the morning. I always thought my best thinking was in the car, and now I'm able to connect with people in the car and just listen to them, then listen to me, conversate about things, and discuss things and spread positivity. I hope, like, people that tune in take something from me, you know. I'm a very positive person, but I'm also a very real person, you know. I know you can't be positive all the time. I know it can't be great all the time. But I'm here to tell you, it's not going to be great all the time. It's not supposed to be wonderful all the time, and it can't be wonderful all the time. So get better at handling the bad and taking care of the downs, you know. And I'm at my first stop, so thank you so much for listening to me, and I'll be back in about 5 minutes if you want to check back from me. Thank you.